Hey everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new. My name is Megan and I own multiple small businesses. So in this video, I'm working on 3 orders for my 3 different Etsy shops. So here you can see I am just hemming the bottom of a dress, a Thanksgiving dress, and then I also have a scarf I'm going to finish knitting, and then I have a placemat order. So enjoy the video. So here I am cutting out the applique pieces for my Halloween placemat, and I have an order for 2. Now I'm going to peel off the applique pieces on my Cricut mat. As you can see, it's super easy. It cut it perfectly, and that paper on the bottom is Heat and Bond Light, and it basically prevents the fabric from sticking to the mat. Here I am tacking down the background fabric for one of my Halloween placemats. So I just did the basting stitch for the stem, and now I'm going to grab my applique fabric and then iron it on with my mini heat press. Alright, so I already sewed on the shoulder seams for my dress, so now I'm just going to pin it all together front to back. Now I'm going to use my serger to sew all the edges that I just pinned. Now I'm going to turn it right side out and make sure I poke the corners really good. Then I'm going to give it a good press with my iron. Now I'm going to overlap the back bottom of my project about 1 inch, and then I'm going to serge all around the bottom seam. Now I'm going to flip the skirt part wrong side out, and then I'm going to put the top of the skirt and the bottom of the skirt with right sides together, and then I'm going to sew 3/4 of an inch from the edge. Now I'm going to add tags so customers will know what size it is as well as where they bought it from. Alright, so this order is almost done, and I just checked and trimmed off any loose strings, and now I'm going to add the snaps. Now what I'm doing here is what I like to call the snap test, where I basically do the snaps 3 different times and make sure that it's not going to come out, so then I know it's all sturdy and nothing will pop out. Alright, now that we're done with the dress, I'm going to work on appliquing this next piece for my placemat, and it's going to stitch out the pumpkins. Alright, now while my placemat embroiders, I'm going to finish my knit scarf. As you can see, I'm almost done with the ball, so I'm just going to finish knitting the scarf, and then I'm going to add the fringe. Now I'm going to cast off the last stitch, and then we'll start finishing the scarf. Now I'm going to grab my large eye blunt needle, and then I'm going to weave in the threads into the project so you won't be able to see them. So when I start a new yarn ball, I tie off the ends, and then I'm going to weave in the ends, same process as we just did with the end. Now we are going to add our fringe, so I'm going to grab a crochet hook, and then I'm going to grab my various strings, and then I'm going to insert my crochet hook into one of the ends, and then I'm going to grab 2 strings and try to keep them as even as possible and create a loop and pull the strings through the loop. all done with this, I'm going to fold it all up nicely and put the fringe underneath the scarf. Now that I'm all done with orders, I'm going to get my shipping supplies out and start preparing my orders for packaging. Here are the thank you cards that I just made for each of my shops that I'm going to include in each order. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below on what else you would like me to see me do. And please, as always, consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.